I'm Eric Paul Johnson,
And I'm Eric Winsenson.
and I did not like Is It All Right? But we'll see if other people thought if it was all right.
It was okay.
Actually, it's usually what my wife says after sex. It's all right.
And it's probably kind of like more out of liar, liar. Was it good for you? Well, I've had better.
Eh, yeah, but she's stuck with me now, so
Yep. Hey, well, at least with your insomnia, you can't just roll over and go to sleep.
no, no, no. So I can't tune her out after we're done. Yippee, 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 yippee. No. Well, let's hope she never sees this.
I'm sure she will, and a
I'm
number
sure
of
she
other
will.
women have also done that, and they're headed towards Twitter.
Yeah, yeah. All right. We should get to the comments before we get myself further in trouble.
Yep. Remember which one to cancel.
Yeah.
I was canceled by everybody a long time ago, so it's not even any use.
I just it's
Okay.
I just don't feel
So,
anything anymore, so doesn't matter.
yeah, well, I stopped. Yeah, I stopped having feelings when I was working customer service.
Yep, that'll
Yes,
do
I'm
it.
so sorry to hear that has happened to you.
Mm,
I will get on to this right away.
yeah. Anyway,
G. Brewer says the samples of ELO music sound so incredibly clear, although I really like this song. I don't care who Joe is.
Cujo, that was that Stephen King
Cujo.
movie, wasn't it?
No, that was Cujo.
Oh, same diff, I guess. Stacy Reed, I really appreciate Madeline's contribution to this podcast. You know, I listened to it this morning while I was going through my morning routines, and I completely blank out on what Madeline did or said because part of it was this episode was recorded like 10 weeks ago, and also I was busy doing other things. I, I, I I'm a bad stepdad. Then again, I'm a stepdad, so I'm supposed to be bad.
Catch him in a bear trap.
Yeah.
Mark Jealous says, I love this song, especially the weepy guitar at the beginning and the guitar breakdown in, I believe, the second verse. Typical Jeff metaphorical, like all great songs, it can be interpreted in many ways. Who or what is being referred to, though clearly a post breakup song. Risky strategy going back to an ex to ask, is it all right? Sleeping dogs and all that. But even if you don't actually ask the person, you may still wonder just now and then.
I don't know if I'm a rarity. I definitely know I'm an oddity. I am friends with all but one of my exes, and I'd still be friends with that one ex, but that's on her end. Why we're not friends. So I'm always pretty much aware of what's going on in their lives. So um, I don't know. I see people say such horrible, bitter things about their exes, but I've always been kind of, well, if I thought they were pretty great to go out with, they really can't be all that bad of a person. They're just somebody I wouldn't want to date. So still friends with my exes, including our closing credits voice, who was a disastrous romantic relationship. But we're all good friends. So much so that I said, I would like to use your voice for the closing credits of my ELO podcast. So there you go.
Yeah, I still visit my exes occasionally.
At the cemetery?
Usually just let them know I still exist and usually by scratching my name in their car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a yeah. I usually go around their house around midnight and stuff. That way I don't get noticed as much. And
Well, yeah, because I mean, you don't want to show up at 6 o'clock when they're all having dinner and stuff. You do it at
yeah,
midnight.
yeah, it's Arizona. Their husbands have guns and stuff. So
Oh yeah, yeah. So and you do a
and so,
banging
so
at
my exes. And
right, and you bang on the front door and run away, and that's the secret code of I'm still thinking of you. So yeah. Oh, I know.
Just kidding, everybody. I don't have that many exes. One is in Texas. One of my exes is in Texas.
That's right, she is.
Happily married with a couple kids.
Hmm.
And another ex, I have no idea where she is, and I like it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I only have 3. First one is the one that doesn't want anything to do with me. I'd be more than happy to be friends with her. We were for a while. Second one, well, that's Karen. And the third one, she's in Phoenix, and we chit chat times, and we're still pretty good friends. And she's with a guy, and he fought in Afghanistan, and I couldn't help but think to myself, dealing with IEDs, is that it? Improvised explosive devices, and the unexpected things exploding in war right beside you. I thought that's really the best training he could have gotten to be able to
handle this one.
handle her. I love her. She's a great friend. I just wouldn't want to date her again. Once was
Yeah,
enough.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but names will not be mentioned.
Names will not be mentioned. She's a great person. She's wonderful, but there's just some people, they should be friends.
Definitely.
Right. Okay. Now that we're still getting myself deeper into trouble with everybody I've ever dated or been romantically involved with. Tracer Anthony, a noticeable step up from Secret Lives, both lyrically and melody-wise, with a pleasant enough hook. Nothing special, just pleasant.
And Jim Callis says, laughed hard at Casio demonstration button. And boy, Madeline has grown. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, she has grown. She's always been pretty tall, but she's 9. She's already pretty much up to my, well, I guess doing like this doesn't give you any size perspective, since as far as you're concerned, I'm only this tall on the screen. I'm 5'7". She's already up to my chin. Yeah, she's got long legs. She's always been pretty tall. And yeah, and she's 9. And it won't be long, just a couple more years before she's a hormone-driven terrorist. So enjoy it now before it all goes away.
True.
Yep. Mike Hudson. This has always been one of my favorite tracks on this album. I might even say my most favorite. It just depends on my particular mood at any given point in time. I especially like the string synth riff in the choruses. It reminds me of various similar real string riffs from earlier classic ELO songs. I've always wondered where Jeff got the names for the ladies mentioned in his songs. Nellie, Susan, Julie, and in this case, Jo. Did I forget any female names mentioned in ELO songs? Not counting Maid Marian, of course, because we know where that name came from. Some say Is It Alright is about Jeff and Sandy's divorce. Perhaps so. Maybe her name is Sandra Jo, or Joanne. Maybe Jo is a pet name for her. Or maybe it's totally fictional. The world may never know.
And Scott McGee says, I'm sure it's fictional, as Jeff never wrote personal songs until Zoom, I believe.
No. Personal songs are rare, but he wrote plenty of personal songs. He may not have said it right out. You kind of look for the meaning, but I'm sure, the personal songs, the ballads, I'm sure they must have been, about whoever he was smitten with at the time. I'm just trying to run through my head. I'm not going to say it's an overwhelming supply of personal songs, but I see, the thing is, as much as you make stuff up for songs, there's still got to be you in there. Otherwise, I don't think it, I don't know. I don't think it comes off as genuine or authentic. Then again, as Trevor Raggett points out, I think in this next comment. Oh, it's me this time.
Yes, it is.
Balance of Power's Nearly track. This is so nearly a fabulous ELO song, as opposed to a perfectly good Jeff Lynne solo track. Oh, how I would have loved to hear this with Mick, Hugh, and Melvin adding strings and Kelly's backing vocals. Or maybe him taking the pre-chorus solo before Jeff answered with the big chorus. However, in Balance of Power mode, it all seems pretty, what's the word? Competent. Nothing wrong with it, but lacking the spark to elevate it up to classic ELO sphere. Personally, I like the understated slow burn verse, which sets the scene while the "You Never Believed in Yourself" pre-chorus builds into the big sing-along chorus. Nice. I could do without the awful, so dated 80s stock Aitken and Waterman synth strings burbling on in the background, though. And oh, is that Stevie Winwood popping back into the studio at the end to say hi again? Oh, and for all those wondering whether Joe is actually Sandy, or Bev, or Kelly, Mick, Hugh, and Melvin, or, can I let you in on a little secret? Songwriters have been known to make up a story in their heads, write down some words based on that made-up story, and then sing them over some music. Not all songs are autobiographical. I'm pretty sure that Jeff never got flung forward in time to 2095, so Joe may not actually be a real person. Shocking, I know. Well, before you start making claims like that, I'd like to see you provide any kind of documentation backing up the assertion you make that Jeff never went to 2095. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to take Jeff's word on this. I mean, there is something spooky about him that seems to know the future. So, or like he's not of this time period. So, until you can provide documentation, don't be spreading those lies that Jeff never time traveled.
As far as we know, he did.
You know?
He was supposed to bring Tupac back with him, though.
Well, I'm kind of glad he forgot to, he just left him there. Maybe he'll go back for him another time, but there's no rush on that. Yeah, we just finished recording our secret message, our comments about Secret Messages, the full album, and this was something that I forgot to mention. And considering how much I said about it, if this is your last album, I think you should probably go big. No matter how tired you are of doing it, this is the goodbye. I think he should have had the big ELO sound. I know he was sick of working with the orchestra. Bring them in. Although there's also the thing, oh, I forgot. I was about to trail off and say, you know what, I'll just record this and stick it on later. But I forgot, oh, this is being recorded live. You know what, forget it. I'll record it and stick it on later because this is going to go on for a while. Just wait until the first Saturday in January. Then you'll hear me unleash about this.
Yeah, this portion of the video is for Patreon users only.
Yes.
So if you're not paying for Patreon, either please do, or just don't listen.
Here, I'll make it.
It's on an honor system now.
Yeah, here, I'll make it easier for them. If you're not paying for Patreon, we'll stop the video here.